Welcome to Patch Dispatch. I am Corey Luna with Rich Hogben. Say hi, Rich.
How's it going?
Excellent. It is October 25th, 2023. We are nearing Halloween, and we've had quite a bit of time pass last time we checked in. So last time we talked, we had a new segment from Piqued called Monologs, where we featured musical fungus. And now that we've actually shot it and presented it, we're going to show a couple of highlights, some of the music from that with musical fungus.
Yeah. The episode's posted on the website and it's on the YouTube channel. And we've got play a little bit of the intro here.
I really like having a conversation with the machine. We are here at my lovely home in California. Came here about 2 years or so. We've been here.
Yeah, so that's just a little bit of the intro. We interviewed musical fungus, and then 5 minutes in, he has like a full make noise performance, which was awesome. So it was the first one. We got a lot of really good feedback. We got a lot of new followers on the YouTube channel. If you're watching this video now and it's not something you were expecting, hold on, because Corey, what's coming up?
So the next segment we'll be shooting for Monologs will be with Shipwreck Detective. And that's going to be happening here in San Francisco. And we're looking forward to that. We've been in contact with Shipwreck Detective. We had him on Piqued a couple years ago during the stay-at-home lockdown video shoots, interviews we were doing. And now we're actually going to meet up with him in person, just as we did with musical fungus, and do a similar high-end quality video production where we go into a studio with him. We talk to him about his style of music, and we might even actually go out on a couple of locations out near the ocean beach.
Oh, we definitely will. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
We're also talking to Stevie Synth.
That's right. So as musical fungus was such a hit, I think we were able to get Stevie Synth on board, as the two of them are good friends. And he's had a couple of home projects he's had to deal with, but he's getting those projects done. And we're looking forward to possibly also shooting Stevie Synth very soon as well, within November. And that's also going to be a really interesting shoot, as he was one of the we've had him on the show twice, actually, for Piqued. We had him as I think it was episode 12, which was the very last in-person show we ever did.
Mm-hmm.
When we used to shoot at Supply Frame in San Francisco. It was him and Alpha Stare. So that was a real treat to have him in person. And then we actually had him perform, I believe it was just last year for Piqued, the 3rd anniversary show. He had him perform live over at Mission Synths.
Mm-hmm.
And again, what a treat. So now we're going to go into the studio with him, where all of his gear is all plugged in, all together, all at once. And it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one too.
Yeah, I'm going to be going out to somewhere in the East Bay, I believe, where he's going to be located. So it's going to be a bit warmer, and we're going to get into a bit of possibly some some agriculture that he grows at home.
Like the eating kind, like.
Yeah, he likes to grow a lot of vegetables.
Awesome, cool.
That's gonna be exciting.
And then we have some other new content that's coming up soon. Do you want to talk about North Beach? North Beach.
That's right. So, North Beach podcast is going to have a new episode coming up really soon with Kyoko, who is known as Alice Knows Karate. And I actually got to see Alice Knows Karate perform back on September 5th. And she opened for Mega Ran and MC Frontalot at DNA Lounge. And I had never seen or heard her music before. So when I was getting ready to go to the show the day before, DNA Lounge had a link to her YouTube account. So I checked out that, and then I was really inspired by the track that that they presented on there, which the track was called "She's Got Legs, You Idiot," which is just a fantastic title. And there's a great video to it as well. There's a really fantastic animation for it. So she and I popped on a phone call a couple weeks ago, and it was actually quite funny because we did it in about 30 minutes, and then just after we ended, she emailed me right away and said that her audio cut out like halfway through our interview.
Oh, no.
As she was recording from home. So we popped right back on about 30 minutes later. We basically just started fresh and redid the interview, and it went by a little smoother. And it was such a treat to talk to her. She and I had some great connections throughout different styles of music and iconic music from the 90s that we both remember.
Awesome. Yeah, that one we'll probably get it up this week, right? Like,
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Absolutely. And then as I'm sure many of you have heard already, there's been a large issue going on with Bandcamp, as they have just laid off, I believe, 50% of their staff, if not more. I'm not sure anymore. But they've been bought and sold, and it's still kind of up in the air about what's going to happen. What is the future for Bandcamp? None of us know yet. But Rich, what have you read about?
Yeah. So on The Verge, I think that's where. Well, I think someone linked that article to me. I didn't know that Bandcamp had been bought by Epic Games, but I guess Epic Games sold them to Song Trader, and then that's when they did the sort of, whatever you want to call it, reorganization. And there's a quote from someone on the platform formerly known as Twitter, talking about how, the people that were laid off were like, really incredible, coworkers and important people, so
it was a small crew.
Right.
So there's not a lot of people to lay off already. So I think it had maybe less than 200 employees.
I think it's, because this says Epic disclosed that an additional 250 people would be leaving Epic, either through receiving offers, divestiture. Yeah, I think it sounds like it was more closer to like 500 people or something.
Oh my God.
Because it was like half, right? So, yeah, I think at some point they were trying to form a union. Is that what the deal was? And then
yes,
they were asking for like, hey, we want to make sure that we all have a job, in the new place. And they're like, well, we don't know if we can do it for everybody, but maybe half of you. That's right.
That's right.
Right. Yeah, 50% were extended offers. So, yeah, crazy.
Wow.
I mean, it feels like Bandcamp was one of those like last places where, I don't know, you felt like you were taken less advantage of.
Yeah,
I think
there's
does that
no
sound
paid
right?
advertising. Absolutely, there's no paid advertising. There's no paid subscriptions. for Bandcamp. You just pay for what you want for certain content that you can only access if you purchase it. But other than that, it's all the artists all the time. There's no interruptions at all.
Right. And as far as like artist revenue, like, when people, this on Spotify, it's because you're getting paid pennies, for these streams, thousands of streams. And, obviously you can sort of set your pricing on Bandcamp. They take a cut though, right? Like it's some small percentage okay.
Of course they take a cut.
Right.
Yeah. But they're taking a much smaller cut.
Right. It's not like you're left with cents after you sell an album.
That's right.
Right.
Like they'll probably take $1 or $2 of that, maybe like 10%.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not sure anymore, but it's pretty low compared to everything else that's out there for all these streaming services.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate. It makes me curious as well. A friend of mine and I were talking about it, and it made him skeptical about releasing anything else on Bandcamp, and also the collection he's purchased on Bandcamp. Like, what's going to happen? Should he be downloading all the purchases he's made so that he has copies of all the digital content?
Mm-hmm.
So, definitely questions that I've thought about myself now that it's been brought up to me.
Yeah. It's crazy. It feels like there's been like each of these episodes, we've had like one bad news thing after the other.
Yeah.
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 Well,
it's definitely going that way.
Hopefully it works out for everybody that was affected by that. And hopefully not too much changes as far as the Bandcamp, status quo.
Definitely.
Cool.
We've got some good releases coming up, actually. Now that that's out the way, we have a new release coming from Sine Mountain, which is called Sync, SYNK. And this is a live stream that he performed, I believe, in, I don't remember actually the location, I have to look it up, but it was a very beautiful ambient live track that he recorded recently, I believe maybe a month or so ago.
Yeah, do you want me to play a sample real quick?
Yeah, let's have a little listen to Sine Mountain and Drift Diffusion.
Right. Yeah. Wow. I can tell it's going to be one of these ones you need to like sit down and devote some time to listen to. And I can hear the name in the track, like the Drift Diffusion. So Drift Diffusion is someone he worked with, or?
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, Sync.
So on the description, it says, recorded live for Sync at Scorpio Palace. Duo performance with Drift Diffusion, playing guitars, loopers, plenty of pedals, and his modular synth. Sine Mountain was playing along with modular, providing bass lines and additional textures. Definitely a cool track. 32 minutes of excellence.
Awesome.
And if Sine Mountain always puts out beautiful, well thought out composers.
And then we have an album coming up from Franck, right?
That's right. Franck Martin emailed me recently, letting me know that he's going to have a new album called Je me souviens, which I'm not sure if that's correctly pronounced in French, but it's written in French, and I haven't tried to figure out how to correctly pronounce it. I'm sure someone will correct me.
We can play his little video on YouTube.
Let's do that.
Get the pronunciation. Okay, it's about a minute. So let me cue this up here.
Hey everyone, I'm getting ready for my trip to France and Netherlands, being at the Electric Park Festival. Oh, that's a little bit loud. Hold on. Here we go. So I'm also releasing some new music. I've got a single coming out on the 1st September, another one on the 28th, and I've also planned this new album, Je me souviens, that will be released on the 27th of October. So I'm doing all the promotion, putting a link on my site, getting the distro kit, and I've got also all my list of all the blogs and radio to contact to. So that's what I'm doing today. But anyhow, I hope I can see you in Paris during Electric Park Festival. I'm attending it. And in Netherlands at Martech Fest, where I will be showing the documentary that I made with Joachim Garraud.
Cool. So just a couple days.
That's right. It's going to be released on October 27th on Franck's birthday.
Awesome.
That's very exciting. And usually, it's always nice when an artist reaches out to me and says, "Hey, I'm putting something out. Please mention it." So I'm always happy to.
Cool. And then we've got some hardware releases.
That's right. So we've got some interesting things coming out. And the first one is something I'm really excited about is Noise Engineering just released a new line called Alia, which is replacing some old chips. And it's great news, as just maybe a month or so ago, they had announced the discontinuation of BIA and two other fantastic modules that are basically have been flagships of theirs for many years now. And they had described in their newsletter that they were discontinued due to a shortage from the supplier for those older chips, but they've been able to get a new supplier for some updated chips, and they've been able to bring back the BIA. Plus, they've got two new modules as well that are coming out under the platform of Alia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it looks like, the platform is the board, right? And
yes.
So the knobs and the patch points are all the same, but the panel changes, and then they reflash the firmware, it sounds like, and then you have three different modules. So yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, and that's also very similar to what they were doing already with the Legio line, and it's such a good what they've been doing with their software, being able to, if you buy one module, you can basically have more than one within that one hardware just by changing out the firmware.
Right. So they let you change the firmware, right?
That's right.
Cool.
So we've got, of course, the Basimilus iteratus Alia. So that's the update to the BIA. And then there's Devil iteratus Alia, which is a new one. There's a new hybrid additive phase modulation voice with the Alia platform. And the third module is Manus iteratus Alia, which is a revamped version of their pangolin approved industrial and dark voice / VCO. and that intrigues me because I've been getting a lot more into playing noise engineering modules in my personal jam sessions at home, where I have the BIA, I've got the Tempoleggio, and those are the two main voices I've been working with between what the alternative firmware for Tempoleggio, which makes it a more of a voice, and been using the BIA for my drums and having a good time with those. And I've been also using their Vox Digitalis sequencer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cool.
I'm definitely going to be, I'm in search for another voice, so I'm probably going to get one of these.
Awesome.
And now we've got a really interesting one. It was brought to my attention from unwnDevices. They'll be putting out a new module called, I believe it's Eisei or Eisei. Rich, were you able to take a look at their Instagram accounts? There is
I have the page up. They're sort of like clicking around on the module, showing there's like a circular touch sensitive pad around the circular screen.
Yeah.
And the screen is really interesting. It's like it looks like a one color, like yellow monochrome screen that's backlit, and looks like some maybe in points on the top and outs on the bottom.
It looks pretty neat and sounds pretty trippy. If you check out the YouTube sample that they put together, which is a bit long, it's really intriguing. It really sounds like a voice from outer space.
Yeah, let's I can skip ahead a little bit to that. They got some stuff patched in on the YouTube. Let me play that real quick.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm Chiro, founder of unwnDevices, where we dream up, craft, and bring to life electronic musical instruments.
Okay. The stock photos. Did you see that part in the video?
Yeah, I did.
Like, we bring things to life. It was like an operating room. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it sounds really cool. I really like these modules that the interface is very like playful looking, and makes you want to, number one, makes you want to like put it in your rack because it looks cool, and two, because you want to mess around with it and explore it and stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those designs that is inviting you to play around with it. And like, you really want to like touch that screen and go, what's going to happen when I move my hand in a circular motion or to the left or right on it, if it is touch sensitive, because it looks like it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the graphics where they're showing like a globe, and it looked like there were some different tracks with markers sort of rotating around and showing their position. It reminds me of kind of like what Teenage Engineering does with the screens on like the OP1, where You know, when they're showing you a synth, it's a little more creative the way they show you the parameters. It's not just like sliders and knobs and positions. It's like, you know, an animation of, you know, a woman in space and, you know, like that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's more fun.
Yeah, then makes it more like a story, like a video game,
Mhm.
which is always intriguing.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you are the player, but you also get to create your own story.
Mhm.
It's pretty neat. So I'm looking forward to seeing this show up in shops, like over at Mission Sense, and possibly getting one. Not sure how complicated it is, the interface, but it looks very intriguing.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Mm.
Well, that's it for Patch Dispatch for now. I know it's been a little bit rich, but glad we could meet up and get these important topics.
Yeah, I mean, it was a rough couple of last 3-4 weeks now.
Yeah, it's been about 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of whatever had been going around. Like, I swear, like everyone I know up here for that 1 week, like caught something. So yeah, it was crazy. Even my mom, she was like, she got something and she was in Arizona. It was like something just exploded all over her and happened, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. But,
Well, glad you're doing a lot better.
yeah, we're back on track now. So
Excellent. All right. Well, I'm Korey Luna, and this is Rich Hogben. And that was Patch Dispatch. And we'll catch you next time.
see ya.